everyone, Donny here. Welcome back to another episode of the Retro series where we're currently looking at football management games from the early 80s to the early 90s on the ZX Spectrum, 48K, 16K, ZX81, you name it. We look at it, even the Spectrum, which is doing very well as it's just been released a couple of months ago. And we're in the 80s of the episodes now, and we still got, would you believe it, another 30, 40 episodes to go. And the way things are going at the moment, we've got episodes going way up to at least October 2025, and then after that most likely my current plans is to carry on with the sporting management games but go to other sports like rugby, the Olympics and stuff like that, horse racing. Yeah, there's still plenty of games out there that we are going to review. Now today, as you can see, this is a screenshot of the Treinador de Futebol game we looked at, or football coach in English, that we looked at a few episodes ago. Now you're wondering, why am I putting this screen here? And also you might notice in this actual episode we are doing no reviews, which is the first for quite a long time, because we're actually looking at a game called Football Manager 2025, or not that Football Manager by the way, or Treinador de Futebol 2. Yes, the sequel. And this game is hot off the press. This is totally brand new, and by the time of this recording, it wasn't actually been released yet. It's actually made by, I've been in contact with Mario Ferreria, who's been decided to make a sequel. And there's also a backstory to this game. Basically, a couple of weeks ago, the original author, or one of the authors, Diego Martins, actually got in contact with me. He was the guy who made this game back in 1989 as a 13-year-old, and it was good fun. He came back, he was amazed that people remembered this game, and even more so that I actually went and played it and reviewed it onto YouTube. It actually got to a point where he was actually showing his friends the YouTube episode I've done. So if you haven't seen this original episode, then please do. It's great fun going back to 1989 to play this game, especially as it came from Portugal, and I had a lot of my Portuguese friends come to help me translate it, and I had a lot of fun playing this. So it's going to be interesting to see what the sequel is going to be all like. Now, thanks to me reviewing this game, Mario has actually made the game into English, which is I really appreciate him doing that for me. There's obviously going to be a Portuguese version, the original version in Portuguese, and also there's going to be an English version. I'm kind of beta testing this now for him, so if there's any little things I spot, I will let him know via this video. But I'm looking forward to playing the sequel and see what it's all about. And he's made the game into 128K only, by the way. So it's a Spectrum 128K game only. So there's going to be a lot of additions to it. But I did have a brief go last night just to check, see if it was running fine on my emulator. And it was fine. And everything was running well, and it looks really good. I will pause some of the screens though. I don't normally pause screens, but there's some interesting backstory which he's put into the game, which would be good to let you guys know about as well. And then we'll play it for a little while and see what I think about it. So here we go. So the first screen you see when you go into the game, the sound is on, there is some sound in this game, is I think a picture of Mario and Diego together. I don't know if that was a more recent picture. It looks like they are definitely older in this picture. And I've got a very big screen in front of me, so I can't actually appreciate what you guys are looking at, but I'm looking at my streaming software, and I can see the little screen that you guys are looking at, and it's really good. I'm sure this has taken quite a long time. Now, of course, it says stop the tape. I am going to pause the game a little bit so you can read some of the screens that Mario has done, which gives you again a backstory of the game. So we press M. M's like the C to continue key. So stop the tape. So here's the first screen. I'll let it go through first, and then I will pause it. So in the early 80s, two young Portuguese from Porto, or as we call it, Porto in English, the city Porto, got the ZX Spectrum. This limited machine woke a passion of computers, and they fast learned how to program. As such, Diego Emmanuel Martins and Mario, sorry Mario, I'm going to really ruin your name. Mario Armao Ferreria created Softima, which is the company, softwares, Tiago and Mario name under which they created their games, which is, of course, the first game we looked at in 1989. So unpause it, let it run again. Softimir got their immortalized when Tiago sent to pause it again, sorry, to the world of Spectrum the game Treinador de Futebol, created in 1989. At the time, he was 14 years old. 35 years later, wow, the Spectrum is launched. Yes, of course, the Spectrum computer came out before Christmas last year. It's been a big success. So I decided it was ideal time for a remake. So this game really is made for the Spectrum, but of course you can play it on the emulator like what I'm doing now. And also, I'm guessing the original Spectrums. The remake of Treinador de Futebol. Now there is sort of like an intro screen and some music, but we'll briefly go past that so we can get to the game. Before that, of course, we've got what this game includes, so we will look at this soon. So I'll just pause it again. If you don't pause these screens go a little bit quick for you to read, so I want you guys to actually read it as well as me, just to show you how much of a good job Mario has done on this game. This is, again, really hot off the press. I got this version only late last night, hence why I've decided to release this as an episode a week and a day later. So its main novelties: use of the 128K RAM, required memory paging, mix of assembler with basic, graphics are renewed and improved. Choice of team to manage, finances, management improved, age weights in, performances, round robin method match fixing, house factor, news, sponsors, house factor? What's house factor? Sponsors, fines and red cards, free channels, beeper music, and a lot more. Again, we only briefly will hear the music because I want to get to the game. So we'll unpause that. So you come up with the title screen in a minute. There's some of the screenshots you're going to see in a minute. So I'm going to let the game naturally run this. There's the playing pitch. Reminds me a bit of Football Manager 2 actually. And other games that's had this similar pitch. And there's the big, the cup. Become champions of Portugal. There you go. It's got Manager 25. It's actually Football Manager 25. Football's disappeared a little bit, but I'm sure that will come back on in the full release. Wait, clearing the locker rooms. So, and here we go. Here's the intro screen. And we're going to quickly go through the music. Again from Mario Armao Ferreria. There we go. Here's the music. So I will skip through the music because I want to get straight to the game. So it's now telling me to wait. So here we go. We next select team again. Most of this game is in English. All these are Portuguese sides. Now the only thing is you've got to remember the abbreviations, because when you actually start playing the game, you will only really see the abbreviations of the football sides. You won't see the full name of the football sides. So most of the time, I won't have a clue who I'm playing against because my memory's not that good. But using the O, P, and M key, you can move down and select whichever side you want to be. So you could be, for instance, I recognise some of these Portuguese sides because Manager Sim, the other game I play, still playing a lot. I'm actually in the Portuguese league. I'm actually Porto's manager, so I do remind myself of some of these names. So obviously there's Gil Vicente. I do recognise that name. Rio Avenue Football Club. Sporting Club de Braga, definitely remember. Sporting Club Portugal, definitely remember that. Wasn't that Jose Mourinho's first club or something? Sport Lisboa Benfica. Vitória Sport Club, I recognise all those names, but the club I'm going to become manager is, obviously because I've got links to that club in Manager Sim, I'm going to become Porto's manager. So FCP, Football Club de Porto, and as Mario is from Porto anyway, so I think it'd be a good choice if I choose Porto. So select M to select, and it highlights the club I'm selecting. So I'm selecting Club de Porto. It's generating game calendar. So this means basically it's generating the fixture lists and stuff like that. Now some of this game is still a little bit in, still has a few translation problems into English, but again, this was very last minute. I really appreciate Mario making it into English. But I did spot a couple of Portuguese words in the translation, and I went back to him, and he came back saying me what they all meant. So that was again appreciated. But most of this game is in English, so I won't have as many problems as I did with the original game, which was all in Portuguese. But again, the Facebook group that I belong to has got a lot of Portuguese members who have really helped me out. So here's the fixture list: first round, second round. So FC Porto. You can see what I mean by abbreviations. I guess this saves a lot of memory not typing the full names of the teams. But maybe they could have put in sort of like abbreviation names of the teams, like instead of the full name for Porto, maybe just put Porto in instead of the full name for Benfica, just put Benfica in. That might save around little problems. But again, if you have got good memory, then you'll remember what these abbreviations means. Again, so these are all the sides. Porto, that's the most important thing for us in this game. Porto is FCP. Press M, and then you get the little screen here. So there's various screens here. So again, there's been a couple of translation things that haven't been done, but they will be done in the full release, and that's mostly the bottom bar you see there. So you see that I'm moving the bottom bar. So Jorga, again, my Portuguese is awful. Jorga is basically, that's play game. Mercado is the transfer market, which you can buy and sell players every 4 rounds. So we might get to a point where we buy players, or we might just go and play a couple of games. Then you've got the guest equiper. That's basically your picking your side, your team manager basically. Then you've got other menus. So I'm using the OMP. So you can see there finances. That's obviously financiers. That's finances in English. So that's easy to give an idea what that is. Financial market management and news, team, Football Club de Porto, annual budget, annuals with double N, of course, that'll be changed. So we've got an annual budget of 23 million. That's quite generous, actually, compared to other games where we've had an annual budget of about 100,000 or even low in some aspects. That gives you plenty of time to buy players and sell players. Expenses and wages, so that's good. Seeing your wage bill, so you don't see that much in many of the games. 510,000. Wow. So wages, 510,000 in wages. That's that's a lot of wages. Subtracted every 4 games. Okay, so that 510,000 is going to be subtracted from the 23 million every 4 games. And then you've got the victories, ties, and defeats. Ties as in draws, we say in English. Victories, wins, draws, losses. But victories, ties, defeats is fine. It's the same. Again, I might be slightly picky here, but that's what Mario wants me to be. So tabular, which is of course the table, it's calculating a table where no side has actually played any games yet. We'll let it go through its calculating naturally. I think when there's been no points whatsoever, that this calculating should be done quite quickly. It's taking a little bit longer though, so I might need to speed this up in a minute. Again, on the emulator that I'm playing, I can actually speed games up if I need be. You can't obviously do this on the natural spectrum computers. Here we go. And so you can see all the team names. Again, I would say don't use abbreviations. I would say put a simpler version of the team name maybe, because a lot of people would not know what half those abbreviations mean because of the memories. But again, that's just me being slightly picky. I think SLB is Benfica. Sporting Club Portugal is SCP. Is SCP there? Yeah, they are right above them. We are obviously PCP, so there we go. So let's look at the others. So we will pick a side in a minute. Tabla, Jogos, that's games. That's the fixture list, which we've seen already. And then we've got the various screens here. I don't know if the non, which is name, obviously in English, and ID means anything. Mario may let me know what that means. And of course you've got the 7 and 9, which is just a little icon there. It doesn't do anything. So we're going to we'll look at the transfer market, even though we can't do anything about it. I'm just showing you what it looks like. So it's nice use of color here. Again, for the whole game already, I can see it's nice use of color. Proposals will only be available once, I think every 4 weeks as well, or every 4 rounds. And so you got your sell, leave, buy here. So sales correspond to the sell at the top, leave the screen, buy to the bottom screen at the bottom. So we'll see that hopefully in 4 rounds time. So we'll leave that screen. And it's quite quick on here. I'm using natural speed, so that's good as well. We'll go to pick the side, guest equiper. So here's our side. Now I don't know Porto, the real Porto, very well. So obviously you can't change players' names here. So these names are built into the system. So maybe in future times there will be a chance where you can edit the names. You know me, I like putting donut in. Can I make any differences? Yeah, I think I can actually. So you use your OMP keys. It's only OP and M keys for the whole game, so it's very easy. So I'm going to take Marciano out. Nice little indication there. That's what I'm doing, and I'm going to put Dennis in. And I go, yeah, that's an easy swap. That's very easy to do. I'm guessing if I want to sell a player, I have to go to the transfer screen and sell, and it tells me to nominate a player to sell. That's what I think is going to happen. But I don't actually need to sell anyone. Maybe if I sell Marciano, see what the game does. So anyway, click to leave. It should go back to the other screen in a minute. There we go. Go to Mercado or transfer market. Sell. Now that's in Portuguese, Escola or Efera. So pardon me for a second, I need to find out what that actually means. Escola. So this is live, me actually typing out the... no, it's still, I need a Portuguese to English translation, which I can do. So again, I'm busy typing this on my phone, English to Portuguese translation, just to see what it actually means. Choose the offer, 1 or 2. Oh, I suppose I can only do this every 4 weeks, so maybe I can't can I place anyone on the transfer list? No, I can't do anything. So yeah, it looks like I can only put a player on every 4 weeks, which is a strange way of doing it. So I can't actually sell anyone until the 4 weeks. So I'll wait until the 4 weeks until you can actually sell one. Again, I'm sure Mario's watching this and he will put the comments on how to actually sell your player. But let's go and play a game. Let's go and play the game. So move over to play match. I've got my first side out. Generating results. This will include the match highlights. Not much more sound. I think you get a little bit of sound in the highlights, so I will keep quiet when the highlights happen. The highlights are very similar to Kenny Dalglish, Football Manager 2. It's left, right, type, right, left. Also type screen actions. Also reminds me a bit of the original Football Manager, of course, the 1982 classic. Generating results generate. So I press M, and here we go. The match screen, and so that bar tells you how far the game's gone, which is, you know, very good. Nice graphic of the pitch there. Any highlights you'll see in a different screen. No highlights as yet. Here we go. Attacking, you get a nice little attacking screen. Good save there. I think we're in blue. I'll soon find out when we concede a goal. So nice little match highlight screen there. You do get penalties in this, you get corner kicks, so that's all good. Again, you have to applaud Mario for doing this. Also, he's been trying to fix bugs the last couple of weeks to give me an English version, which is again greatly appreciated. Okay, is there one? Oh, little pass. Is he going to shoot? Yes, he does shoot. Is the goalie going to save? No. Yeah, the goalie did save. Ah, it's telling me who's attacking. Far attacking. So that I didn't notice that. So we are definitely attacking now. Oh, that's a free kick. Oh, free kick goal. What a goal by us. Little bit of sponsorship there by Coca-Cola and PlayStation. Oh, was that a penalty? If that was a penalty, that is a very bad penalty. I didn't notice. I don't think that was a penalty actually. I need to probably go back to the video and see if that was a penalty or not. Half time then. Now, I don't know how to make a sub on this, to be honest. That's another screen I don't know much about. So I can't make a sub. But I'm sure in the game you can make a sub. If not, so I just have to keep it as it is. Good save. That was from a corner kick as well. So yes, we do get corner kicks. Okay, free kick to our opponents. Ooh. No, that's gone over the bar. Whoa, into the crowd. So yeah, I like the variation of highlights here already. Are we going to finish 1-0? Again, my only slight nig is that I would appreciate, maybe because it's saving memory and everything like that. Oh, exactly the same free kick and exactly the same way it went over the bar. It's the abbreviation of the team's names. I can't remember who FAR are. So, at least, oh, penalty. We scored from a penalty. And look, Netflix, Samson. I think, oh, penalty to them this time. Yeah. The only thing is that Mario probably not a good idea to sell this for a price because you're getting the sponsorship, you're getting actual real uh, names there like PlayStation, Netflix. And probably it shouldn't matter anyway. Netflix, PlayStation, all of that. Maybe just alter their names slightly to get around that, or call it Netmix, not Netflix, or something like that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. So we won that 2-1. So we'll go back to changing our side. Oh, one of our players is missing. What's happened to our goalie? Has our goalie got injured? I'm guessing our goalie got injured. So we need to put someone else in. We need to put a new goalie in. So, oh, wait a minute. Did I accidentally sell my goalie? It did. That screen said which offer, 1 or 2. And I pressed 1 and suddenly my player 1 has gone. Maybe that's the reason. Right, there's only one way of finding out is if I type 2 and see if player 2 goes. It means that, oh, actually, I need to go back to the screen. I want to put in a crap defender so I don't lose my 7. So let's go and put Costa instead of Kelso. I do not want to leave Kelso if this is what I'm thinking it's going to do. So leave. Go to the transfer market. Go to sell. It's going to come up to choose an offer, 1 or 2. Or is it? No, it's not doing anything. Okay, so I might have to try again later. Right, so let's go into the screens. Let's go to fixture list. Who are against next? We're against. It does the scores of all the score results there. So it wasn't just us. So yeah, we won 2-1 away. Next round, then, if we look to our right hand side, we're home against Gil Vicente. I remember that one. That's cool. Let's look at the finances. Finances, I think our money went up a little bit. Our expenses have gone down. News, the player got injured. So our player did get injured, hence why he's not in 11. Again, the player, it could be put the player's name in instead of the player, if you can. And also, maybe when you select your side, then maybe put the injured player in reserves and an injury symbol. But again, that could be a bit of work. So actually, I didn't sell him. He actually did get injured, even though it doesn't tell you how long he's been injured for. Right, so I need to. So that's good then. So I didn't accidentally sell my goalie. It was a player who injured. So I'm going to put Calauso back in. There we go, comes back in. And we'll play one or two more games, and then I think as we're getting close to 30 minutes of the review already, I think we will end the game. So we're generating results. When it says results generated, then you press the M key to then start playing the next game. There we go. Press the M key. Our first home game then against Gil Vicente. Again, you have to bear in mind this is kind of like a beta version of the game, and Mario has made this all into English, which is amazing. There's going to be further improvements to this game, I'm sure of it. So it'd be interesting to see, or improvements as in corrections as well. So it'd be interesting to see what the game looks like maybe in a couple of weeks or a couple of months' time. But again, you have to appreciate games for the Spectrum done in 2025. Or the homebrew games as we're calling, because the homebrew market is definitely getting very popular again, thanks to a thriving community, and also I'm guessing the Spectrum will help. Oh, that's going to go in, isn't it? The goalie just stood there. But a lot of goalies, to be fair, in these Spectrum games don't do much. You don't see them save or anything like that. But anyway, that's Gil Vicente are 1-0 up. Could this possibly be 2? Oh, nice little intervention and a nice save by the goalie. These highlight screens are good. I do like them. Any highlight screen in a football game is good. But we do have some text versions of games which is still good, like On the Bench and Soccer Boss, for instance. And the double, which does it very unique. Well, it looks like Gil Vicente are dominating this game. Oh, but our goalie's doing well. Our sub goalie, of course. This is the second half, so we are now attacking. There we go. Our first attack. Oh, that's not a very good one. Definitely missed that one. We'll play another game after this, then I think I'll end the video. So we might not actually get the chance to see the transfer market because it's every 4 rounds or 4 weeks. So we won the first game 2-1 away, but looks like we're going to lose our home game 1-0. So a mixture of results here for us. Oh, unless we get this goal. So shoots. Is that going to go in? Oh no, the goalie saves it. Firm de Jugo. I think that means end of game. So there's still some Portuguese in this. Shame you don't see goal scorers actually. That's one thing I do like seeing, goal scorers, who scored the goal or additional screen. So let's look at the table, shall we? Which is that one. So it's generating the table. I'm going to speed this up because I want to get another game in. So turning up to 4 times the speed. So we'll see the table in a minute. There we go. And we are, where are we? We're mid-table. We're there, if you can see my cursor. Play 2, 1 victory, 1 drawn game. Goal difference or SG here. SG and GA. Goals scored, goals against. So SG should actually be GS. Or scored goals. I suppose scored goals is alright. What would you guys prefer, when goals scored or scored goals? Goals against is always goals against. So I would probably go goals scored actually myself. So we're mid-table at the moment. So let's go back to our team selection. Is our goalie back yet? No, he's still injured. Yeah, it would be nice to see who's actually scored the goals, but again, I don't know how much that would take to do. So we'll leave that screen now. We'll play one more game. So we'll see who we're against actually, because I can't remember. We're against round 3. We're against we're away to PRT. I haven't got a clue who a PRT is. Sorry, PRT. So generating results. Oh, actually, I just realised we're on the fast speed, so that's good actually. Let's go back to normal. So other than the theme music, there is limited sound in this game, but that's not a problem because you very rarely see a lot of sound in the Spectrum games. You do see the odd, there you go, the odd beep when you see us attacking and they attacking. Oh, that's a cross that's gone into the crowd. That would be a very good rugby kick, not a football kick. So we'll finish this game and I'll do a quick summary because we're getting close to. I like to get most of these videos around 30 minutes. Oh, PRT attacking. So it's a well presented game. It's very easy to get into. Again, this I appreciate Mario making this into an English version of the game. There's some translations that still need to be done, but I'm sure they're going to be done soon. Nice presentation of the pitch there, even though it doesn't really do anything. These highlights are great. I can see some of them are quite common now. Oh, it's going to be a scoring. Yay! Bit of sound there, so that's cool. Again, it would be nice to see. I think that's going to go over the bar, isn't it? Yeah. Um, the highlights are quite limited. You get to a point now where when you're seeing a particular highlight, you think you kind of know what's going to happen. But it does change. But you do see goals from the corners, from free kicks, from penalties. So it's all there. So that's very good compared to some games highlights where you very rarely will see penalties being scored, corner kicks or free kicks going in. PRT here. Their time's that going to go in, or we're going to save it? Yeah, we saved it. Yay! I would say, yeah, the only minor gripe I've got with myself is I think the team names should be presented more because I've already forgotten who PRT are. I definitely know who we are, FCP, and I definitely know some other sides. That's just because of my knowledge of the Portuguese league when I'm playing it on Manager Sim. But look, there's a corner. Oh, what a goal from the corner. Corner goal. Great. So yeah, you can get goals from the corner. So, oh, that's a penalty kick, which isn't very good. That's actually a very bad penalty kick. That's awful. These highlights are fun to watch. The animation is great. Again, you have to keep bear in mind that this is one person's job doing all this, putting all this code in. I think it's a great tribute to the first game. It's a definite improvement on the first game, but expect this being a 1 to 8K game, and now in 2025 as well. So yeah, it's you can't knock people that are making brand new games in 2025 for the Spectrum, especially football ones. Football ones are quite rare to find. Our player is still injured. I'm going to check the news screen actually, see if there's. I think, yeah, I think on the financial screens here, when the player's injured, like he's injured, but there's no way he's not on there. I think on the there's a couple of screens on here that obviously need to be translated into English. Note proposed. Here we go. Transfer list. Oh my God. Offers for sale. Mario attacker 35. Is that 350 million? No, 30, that is 335 million. We've only got 23 million in the bank. Sales. Offer sales. 1 Mario, 2 George. Oh, are they our players? Availables. I have to match these names actually. Gatan Carlos 22 7 goalie. Have we got Carlos 22 7 goalie in our side? Let's have a look. No, we haven't. So who? So it's definitely not the bottom screen. Let's see. The top screen is sell, isn't it? So sorry, I'm getting distracted by this because we're actually seeing a transfer list for the first time. So let's and then the offers have gone. Wow, that's tough. So you can't go back to the same screen because after the offers are there, they disappear. Wow, that's a bit tough. Oh well, fair enough. I can't. There's nothing we can do about that. Again, I would probably leave the offers there until the next game, so you can go back and check on these players, and then go back and buy them or sell them. But no, it didn't give me that option. So And my player's not injured anymore, but he hasn't appeared in my team, my goalie. He's not back yet. But the finance screen says he wasn't injured anymore. Anyway, we'll play one more game. But overall, I can't knock this. It's a very colourful game as well. Colour's being used very good here. There's a little bit of sound, tiny bits of sound, but again, sound is not exactly that important in football games. There's a couple of translations that still need to be done. And yeah, that transfer thing, that's a little bit on the harsh side. That you only get one chance to see the offers, and then as soon as you leave that screen, it goes. Oh, goal for us. We're against SCB Sporting Club Benfica, maybe? Is this Benfica Porto, one of the big games? So is this going to go over or under? No. Oh, it's gone in this time. So you can see there's the variation of the free kick, even though it was them who scored it. Now this is the penalty. Again, not a good penalty. So at least there's good variation in that free kick. So sometimes the free kicks go over, sometimes the free kicks go in the goal, like real life. That progress bar down there, the blue bar, is good, telling you how far the game has gone. There's no way I can make a substitute at the moment though, so I'm sure that's going to be put into the game later. But overall, yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game. I'm sure a lot of people have fun playing this. Well done to Mario for doing this. It's a great tribute to the first game. Again, I think the only gripes I've got with it is the team names. Instead of SCB, it could be like Benfica, but it also, and then maybe changing some of the text. If you just had limited text that you can write there, I would put Benfica in as a name and Porto in as a name instead of using abbreviations. But again, I can see why people have used he has used the abbreviations. Oh, by the way, attacking has got two T's even, sorry. ATTACIKING. But again, this is an English translation, so I'm not going to be too picky about the translations of this, because Mario again has done a great job putting this as English just for me, so I can review this. So, and we're losing now. Oh, penalty. No, that penalty's going to miss. So we were ahead, and now we're losing. So I'm not having much luck in management games. I keep winning and keep losing mostly than winning. But yeah, when the game is fully released, Mario will let us know, and then please go and check it out, especially if no, that's missed. Especially if you have got the Spectrum, because he's made this especially for the Spectrum, and he's done a really good job in the time that he's done. I know he hasn't got much time to make these games, so you've got to appreciate it. Oh, come on. Yay, great goal for us. This is a great match actually to end this. This is 2-2 with just 15 minutes to go. Obviously there's some bits of this game that still need to be translated into English, but that's just me being a little bit nitpicky. Oh, penalty. Oh, this is a good, better penalty. Oh, God, they're going to win, aren't they? They've actually scored a penalty with just 5 minutes to go. Is there going to be any more chances? There's no extra time. I think it just stops at 90 minutes. End of match, so we've lost that. So let's just look at the final table before we say goodbye. Oh, actually, let's look at the, if I move this down here. No more office. Okay. Leave. Go to the table then. Oops, sorry, no, let's see if our goalie's back yet. Our goalie's gone again. Has he actually left us? Has he gone injured and then left us? I hope not. I want the goalie back. He was a good goalie. Right, let's go and look at the table, and then I think we're going to call it quits. Journey table, I'm going to speed it up. So 4 times the speed now. And we'll see where we finish. PCP, we're down there in mid-tables. We won 2, drawn 2. Top of the table with 12 points at the moment is SLB. SLB, is that Benfica? I don't know. But anyway, so that's the end of this review for Football Manager 2025 Treinador de Futebol 2. Let me know what you think of this game when you do play it. It's not released by the time I've done this recording, but it soon will be released. Portuguese version and possibly the English version as well. But again, appreciate Mario for doing this and also sending me this game as well for me to have a go before anyone else. I do appreciate it. It's a good game. There's a good mixture of colour here. It's fun to play. I'm sure you have a lot of fun. Just be wary of the transfer market being a bit brutal. And yeah, I wish Mario a lot of luck when this game is fully released. Anyway, this is Donut Donny saying goodbye. If you do like these videos, then please subscribe. We're trying to reach a certain total, and we're about 160 away from it at the moment. It'd be amazing if we can get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. It'd be such a great. I really appreciate if we get that done. I really appreciate you sticking with me with this video, watching this game, and thank you very much. If you like to comment, then please do, and I will try to reply it as well. So this is Donut Donny saying goodbye, and talk to you soon. Bye bye. What are your thoughts about this game? Please let me know in the comments. Many thanks for watching this video. Greatly appreciated. If you like this channel, please send me a like or subscribe.